That's a picture of Berdeana. And she's precious. She still is. This was when she was about a fresh, I guess she was about a junior there. And there she is with her bride and your daddy.
We were just kids, really. I was 19.
I was 21. Here we are at the University of Illinois campus.
And this used homemade trailer was our first home. Can you believe that?
It was all we could find to live in.
Our family really began when Charles David arrived on December 24th, 1950 in Johnson City, Tennessee.
Just 6 months after I began my first job with the Tennessee State Planning Commission for the great salary of $360 a month. And that was because I had a college degree, of course. 2 college degrees.
On May 26, 1953, Richard Ebb was born first, with Catherine Rose arriving 1 minute later. With 3 children under the age of 3, well, you gotta try it sometime. Our 7th anniversary finds us in St. Louis, already a family of 5. Even though Charlie was earning the great salary of $500 a month, we didn't have much money.
So what else is new?
We went to the St. Louis Zoo a lot.
It was free.
You kids attracted a lot of attention. Remember how mad we would get when people would ask, are they twins?
Yeah, and one of my snappy answers seldom fazed them, like, no, I have 2 wives.
Ha ha. These have got to be the cutest kids anyone ever saw.
Up to that time, at least.
Rick is sporting a shiner from one, of course, every Christmas.
For 18 years, at least.
Was spent at Granny and Grandpa's, around the corner from where I grew up. Then we moved to Springfield, Illinois, only 36 miles from Jacksonville, where Charlie was the first full-time city planner. And did we have a cool car then, or what? Of course, like all the others we had, it was bought used.
Boy for Sale was a game that required an empty cardboard box.
And it was also hard in the floor finish. At the end of a busy day, Ricky makes a bed of Mom's new chair, part of 2 rooms of furniture I won in New York on the Price is Right program. All dressed up for an 1984 Christmas visit to Jacksonville, this time seeing Grandma at Aunt Nellie's house. Uncle Bob shows Cub Scout Dave the scientific workings of a chemistry set, while Nurse Cathy assists in Grandpa's den.
Later, Cathy changes to one of her new dresses, helps Aunt Betty watch Danny Boy. Still later, Danny gets his bottle while we watch TV, a color set no less, something we don't own yet back in Springfield.
Our first new car.
Yes, and I spent days while I was in traction with my bad back, selecting each feature of this 1959 Ford station wagon, ordered from the factory exactly as we wanted. The only time we did that.
And this was something else. By the early 60s, Granny and Grandpa had converted their basement rec room into an antique shop. Grandpa refinished furniture in the garage, and their entire house became an antique display museum. Here, everyone is dressed up for school on June the 2nd, 1960. It was the last day of class for that year, and that city. You were really saying goodbye to Springfield and nearby Jacksonville because we were moving to Minnesota. We bought our second new home in Bloomington, Minnesota, where Charlie took a private position, becoming a partner in a planning and architectural firm.
We must have visited each and every state park in the Midwest. This one is in Iowa.
And this one is Castle Rock in Wisconsin, the first camping trip in our brand new Apache pop-up camper. This was the time that Cathy chipped her tooth. See the grape juice bottles? And here we are near Thunder Bay in Canada with the sleeping giant in the background. The camper was real comfortable.
Especially when it didn't rain and you guys would finally get to sleep. Once we went a long trip along northern Minnesota with friends from Wisconsin, Phil and Libby Lewis and their youngsters.
And all I can remember of that trip was all the little kills and the kids around in the hooded idiot sweatshirts with the hungry mouths open. At the end of the summer of '63, we visited Paul Bunyan and his blue ox in Bemidji.
And posed in Itasca State Park near the beginning of the Mississippi.
It was then we go off on our longest trip ever. First to Washington, where we attend Uncle Bob's graduation as a resident surgeon from Walter Reed Army Hospital.
And play with your only kissing cousins.
visit Mount Vernon.
and its formal gardens.
Our kids are so normal.
Mom liked to stand here so she didn't look quite so pregnant with Kenny.
Even Niagara Falls was on our itinerary, camping out for the first time with baby Kenny.
With 7 people and a playpen, we had the feeling that our camping days were numbered.
We didn't dress up often.
We settled on this pose for Mom's surprise watercolor painting and the Christmas card photo for 1966.
Back to Granny and Grandpa's again for Christmas. We're always there for Christmas. New clothes are tried out.
Except by Dan, for some reason. Lake Superior's North Shore Scenic Drive is a breathtaking but dangerous cliff that falls straight down to jagged rocks several hundred feet.
It gave me nightmares. The Badlands were the most eerie place.
And this was years before men landed on the moon.
The space is so immense and unreal.
Yeah, we seemed to get swallowed up until we came to what Kenny called the man in the mountain.
Where he got car sick all over me in the back seat. A late supper. A ritual campfire. And early to bed so we could be up at dawn to face America's largest existing herd of buffalo.
Bison.
That we had seen at sunset the night before.
And pet the semi-wild burro.
Visit Crazy Horse Monument being carved to look like this, and watch the sculptors and his son at work on the mountain the day he blasted through under the chief's armpit.
At a small semi-private powwow at the Standing Rock Indian Reservation, Kenny gave his first public performance as a singer.
You older kids missed this. All good things must come to an end.
So we say goodbye to Duluth and Lake Superior.
As friends bid us bon voyage.
In May '77.
Where Uncle Bob arranged some new plumbing fixtures for Dad's heart.
Was my hair really still that black?
Our latest
and final
home was built in 1985 and is our pride and joy.
Right after the family members.
Granny sold her Athens house and joined us with her own independent apartment suite. I've also found a home with AVP Incorporated, an up-and-coming Athens company you can read about in many magazine features or catch them on some video production.
No commercial, please.
It's hot in there. Yeah. It is hot in there. Ooh.
You lifted off.
Don't feel a thing, honey. Don't feel a thing.
Bye-bye. Bye.
I'm getting some good pictures of ground. Maybe I'll have to hold this. Oh, Nina. There they are.
Bye.